Angeba Sojola here. Now, on the 9th July of 2022, there was a mass shooting which occurred in a tavern in Orlando West, which is a township that is found in Soweto, right? In this incident, about 16 people were killed, right? When deeper investigation and research happened on what exactly happened here, it was discovered that it was two rival groups that originate particularly from Lesotho, warring over control of shafts which are found in the mine dumps of Gauteng in South Africa. These groups in South Africa are known as Zama Zamas, which are fundamentally illegal miners, right? Which basically mine illegally, right? To access the gold which you found in old used shafts. Now, it is believed that these two rival groups were warring over the control of a number of shafts that you find around Soweto and basically the Witwatersrand Basin, right? Now, when we say these groups are originally from Lesotho, we mean that they fundamentally permeate the whole society of Lesotho. These groups are not just illegal miners or zamazamas, right? But they are part of the society of Lesotho, right? These groups go to a point of having politicians, police, soldiers, traditional leaders, and political parties which are actually part of them. It is believed that these two groups are found in different parts of the country in Lesotho, and they have a different type of music that they sing, that they use to identify themselves with. This type of music is known as famu or famu, if I'm actually pronouncing it right. Now, it is believed all their weapons are actually found from the Defense Force of Lesotho and also found amongst the police force in Lesotho, right? They also are funded by certain political parties to go on these illegal mining activities so that the return of gold, right, ultimately funds the political parties in Lesotho, particularly for for the election that will occur in October in 2023. Gwede Mantashe went to a point to call this illegal mining activity an economic sabotage on the economy of South Africa by Lesotho compatriots. But when we look deep into the illegal mining activities, the level of crimes which are meted out by these Zamazamas, particularly those from Lesotho, right? One can actually believe that this is a retaliation of what had occurred back in their homeland between 1998 and 2003 in the construction of the Lesotho Highlands Water Project, right? Now, between 1998 and 2000 and 2003, right, the first phase of this huge dam system was completed. But in order for you to complete this dam, right, or even start constructing it, you must displace a number of people, right? Now, a number of graves of the people of the ancestors of the people of Lesotho were also found underground, right? A number of tributary rivers, right, were redirected and flow was changed away from where the normal flow of water occurred, right? So it means there was a huge disturbance on the landscape meaning that the water didn't flow as freely on the Lesotho landscape anymore, meaning that you can't graze or you can't feed your cows as much anymore, right? Meaning you can't do subsistence farming as easily anymore, right? This fundamentally compromises the way of life of the Basotho people, right? When this occurred, right? Now, this occurred over years. It's not only particularly with the dam, right? Now, here I'm particularly speaking about the Lesotho Highlands North Dam and the effects, the geopolitical effects which came with it, right? As I said, people were displaced in Lesotho. The way of life which they have come to understand and master and are able to use it to sustain themselves was utterly destroyed, right? So, which forced a lot of Lesotho people or Lesotho young men or Sotho young men to be part of the migrant labor system which was established in South Africa, which a lot of them left their homelands to go and work in the mines, right? So the way I see this issue, I see it as a very deep geopolitical issue because in South Africa we see it as Lesotho people coming to mine our gold illegally. They come here, commit crime. They have mass shootings, right? They rape about 8 girls in Krugersdorp. All of this crime meted out, and the destruction of our infrastructure, be it them using bombs underground, and this can be seen on top of the ground by the destruction of roads, the destruction of houses of local residents, right? So this is just, what can I say, a retaliation, a geopolitical retaliation. As much as the dams and your construction companies came and destroyed their way of life, flooded the graves of their ancestors, right, removed them from where they lived and fed their families and their animals, right, is the same way that they are doing it to us, right? They come there and destroy our way of life, right? Living in our fancy houses and in our organized townships, right? They come there with the crime and the destruction of abandoned mine shafts, right? So this is a tit for tat geopolitical game between South Africa and Lesotho. So in summary, right? By virtue of the fact that the South African government imposed themselves by building this huge dam system, right? The Lesotho illegal miners do the same thing here by imposing themselves in our abandoned gold mines, right? And making our way of life in South Africa particularly unlivable through their destruction of infrastructure, their meted out crime against the residents. So I would say that this is what I would call a geopolitical tit for tat between all the consequences of what we do, right, as a country, and the things which happen when other countries retaliate. An investigative journalist known as Dangiso Maketa did a very good work in trying to gather the information around what actually is happening around the Soweto killings. And he actually stumbled upon this, I would say, skeletons of geopolitical skeletons, if I may call it that, right, between Lesotho and basically South Africa. Uh, yes, thank you for this opportunity, and I'll see you in the next video.